How do we find true freedom and happiness in dystopia?
It has to come from within.
You can't actually find freedom. You create it. It's a state of mind. Freedom means different things to different people. To some, the way the world is structured is just fine. Freedom from thought, freedom from decision making, freedom from planning ahead. And that's okay. To others though, we enjoy a different kind of freedom. One that requires us to govern our own thoughts, decide our own moral stand, and to plan ahead towards our chosen worthy goal.
It may sound more complicated, and maybe it is, but for us, this kind of freedom is real. Its gifts are choices, inspiration, creativity, and an enthusiasm towards something more. We live in a self-made utopia, not a worldly-made dystopia. Yes, it takes more mental and physical effort, but the rewards are that we live a life we love.
So true freedom, we believe, comes from retaining full control of our thoughts and directing them towards a worthy ideal.
If you can hold the thought in your head and the feeling in your heart, you can hold it in your hand. I can see it now.
Retaining this control, apart from governing pressures, can be hard. But that's the price we pay to live a life we love, and we know that everything comes at a cost.
What price are you willing to pay for freedom?
We pay the price, but then we get to enjoy our freedom on our terms. I can express my thoughts through painting. Arts are exempt from censorship, aren't they?
And I get to act like a dickhead and a fool and say and do what I want. Well, the animals still love me, don't they?
The cure for censorship is to be unassuming. If you're not feeling the freedom that we all deserve, remember, it starts with retaining your own thoughts and keeping your own worthy ideal in your mind. Because any thought that is held in the mind, that is either feared or revered, must move into its physical form. It's universal law. Can't tell you how difficult it has been sometimes to go through winter with no hot water.
If it's a success, the original idea, just running pipes on the roof, sort of works well. But we need to capture that heat and store it somehow.
It's great, and I just love the way that you've kept it solar.
This is a typical hot water solar system here in Australia.
Although it is plugged into power, it's still solar power, but it'll only be turned on when this isn't heating up due to a lack of sun.
The new idea is to use an old water heater as a storage unit, and this is how we did it. Let's start by creating a support for this storage unit, cutting all the materials to suit the job. I have my desired end result in mind. Now I need to bring it into reality so you guys can see it too. In life, there is always a price to pay. And we really can choose the price. And we also get to choose the price. My granddad, Fred, taught me how to weld at about 7. Every time I arc weld or stick weld, I get to spend a little time with him. That really makes me feel good. Nick and I discovered what this truly meant a few years ago now, and we are getting to put this universal law into practice, and you guys are seeing it. Being a creator, I believe, is a God-given right. A few years ago now, Nick and I started noticing that we were becoming influenced by the way society said that we should be living, and our thoughts really were not our own. Every single day driving up and down the Gold Coast Highway, so we decided to choose a completely different lifestyle. That was the easy part. Putting it into practice and then living a whole new lifestyle, that was a challenge. However, challenges are here for us to learn and grow. Now I choose this lifestyle with Nick every single day. The wood here is from a pallet and the steel from old scrap frame. Now for the stand test. La. Time for the boiler. Hello, mate. Sorry, hot water storage unit. Hello, bud. You ready? Yeah? Are you ready? Oh, yeah? You are. Shall we? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's do it. Yeah. So we've got to get this pipe to here and this pipe to there. So now I'm going to have to cut that, put it in there, and then connect this to that. Handy tool this, if you're doing DIY, they're an invaluable tool. I'll put the link in the description. So what you do is you turn once, and then you tighten this thread up. And what it does, the tiny little cutting wheel cuts further and further into, as you can see, the pipe. Now we got olives, so she's there. Okay. I'm here to fill it up. So it's going up here, down the system, down into there, and slowly filling up. And there you have it. Eureka! So guys, hot water. On demand, love.
You are an absolute legend. I can't tell you how difficult it has been sometimes to go through winter with no hot water. To shout, jump in, shower, have a quick wash and jump out.
We heard each other when the shower was on. We definitely knew that it was cold water.
This is Maggie. Maggie isn't just a sheep to us. She's family. From the moment she came into our lives, she's been a symbol of the warmth and love that makes this land our home. And then there is our beautiful horses. Here comes Rocco, his rising 20. Our Brumbies, Karango here, and Echo, rescued from the rugged mountains of Mount Kosciuszko. They too have found a new kind of freedom with us. Free to roam our 72 acres, safe from the harsh winters and the hands of trappers. With every day, they learn what it means to live a life with love, patience and care. Here, they're not just surviving, they're thriving, embracing a life filled with kindness and freedom to be themselves. You can see Echo's insecurity here as she shies at the sound of the guinea fowl rustling through the round yard, but notice her bravery as she stands firm and keeps her eyes on me. Echo has earned herself her very own book. She has moved beautifully from a fearful and lost mare to a brave and curious friend. She is an inspiration to me and also my art. You can find our books by searching on Amazon under my pen name, Cole Gilchrist. Echo's book, Change Your Feelings with Echo, is the first in the new Law of Attraction series for children, teaching children very simply the principles of manifestation. Echo's book is especially for children to help them to move through and recognise their emotions. All for children to teach them to live a life they love. This is Evie. She spent the last 6 to 8 weeks in the nursery with her little piglets, but today she's going to experience freedom again. These adolescent piglets are her last litter, and as pigs go, it will take a few minutes for them to reacquaint themselves, but very soon it'll be happy families. Our priority is our animals' happiness, and it's for Eve's well-being that we're allowing her back into the big yard. Oh yeah, piglets. If you don't know Eve's story from our previous videos, we inherited Eve as a piglet when we purchased this property. Aha! Aha! She's knocking her water over on purpose so she can have a wallow in the mud. Look. Yeah. Well, I'll let her knock it over so they can play in the water. Clever girl, straight into the mud hole. Look at her. How clever's that? Oh, nice. Comes the boys for some fun. Oh, nice. Oh. And since then, she has created a family. Is she trying to be dominant? Yeah. The piglets are waiting at the gate. They know now. His mama's coming. After a nice big exploration and a roll in the mud, Evie remembers she has a batch of piglets and wanders home to happily feed them. Notice how even though the gate's wide open, the adolescent piglets don't go into the nursery and the little piglets don't venture out. They know their boundaries and instinctually they don't cross them. This is purely instinct and not something that we've taught them. Pigs are territorial and this is just part of their normal behaviour.
It works okay, however, it gets cold quickly. So I need to insulate it. So I'm thinking with the theme of the Coro, I'm going to wrap around the hot water system and then insulate it, put a lid on and see how that goes. So I thought you might want to see what a balls up I make of it. Here goes. It's a glorious Queensland winter's day. So I'm going to go over to the farm pile and find some Coro. So I'm just going to come find pieces of Coro that I can use in this junkyard. So there's some pieces there, there's that there, and I know there's a pile under there. I don't really want to get under there. No, it's just in there. I'll give it a go so I can pull some of that out. Designing and then getting to go on a treasure hunt for my materials is all part of the adventure. I will pop rivet there, 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 and there. Sometimes having freedom to design and create on the fly also works. I didn't know quite how I'd do this part, but you know, if I left space for it, the idea would percolate and it would come. It always does. You just have to have the belief and the faith that it will. So I wrestled with this. I did film it, but I was in the way and you didn't see what I was doing. So clamp here, clamp down there, get it to a spot where I'm really happy, then I will drill it and pop rivet it, and then fill it with insulation. Perfect. Load me. Load my gun, baby. Stuffing it, yeah?
Want some stuff in stuff?
Yeah, let's start stuffing it.
Something else we enjoy doing in the country is gardening. Well, mostly it's a joy. Sometimes we feel like it's a price we pay for our freedom. Some of the things we grow are for our own consumption. Some things are for the animals. Pumpkins are usually planted by the pigs, simply by us feeding them pumpkins and the pigs planting the seeds. We've had a very heavy frost and quite a heat wave, and so we've just planted up this little extra crop of pumpkins just to see us through. And today it's time for the pumpkins to be planted out. Ooh, just like a chocolate brownie. If you've ever grown and eaten your own produce, you'll know how very satisfying it is. Our soil is quite sandy, however we have had this area here covered in deep lashings of hay, and you'll find that in our very first couple of episodes when we were very enthusiastic about the no-dig garden. However, it didn't quite work as planned. The pumpkins did okay, and they do continue to come up in this spot. Now we have a richer soil due to the hay. These days it's just straight in the ground, a little bit of water, and off they go. Pumpkin vines are quite fragile and can snap very easily. These two vines will fill this whole large area and give us a large yield of pumpkins, just like these ones from last season. These sweet potato leaves are for the pigs. We have a few simple systems in place. Rob has his lavender plants, which are purely for pleasure. And I have my mulberries, which of course are also for pleasure. But let me introduce you to someone who doesn't live in the country, but who makes time in her busy schedule to create a beautiful garden in her small suburban yard and creates a myriad of amazing concoctions, delicious recipes and preserves as she spends her time living a life she loves. Lisa knows very well that it's not about where you are or what you're doing. It's all in the state of mind.
Not bad for a day's picking. Oh, and there's a whole heap of strawberries there, which I think I shall mush up and turn into a vodka and strawberry mushy mushy. The herbal cream. I don't know if you need another jar, but let me know. I have sieved and pressed with my fork so all the oil has come through. Beautiful hair tonic, hopefully going to fix up all the damage that's swimming in my salt pool, the sun out in the garden, sun bleaching my hair and making all the ends all a bit gnarly, and hopefully this is going to fix it. That is my cabbage head that is growing. Guess who's back? Maggie's back.
Freedom, ultimately, is happiness, and that's a state of mind. You can find it right now. Tilly!
Hit the playlist! Go get a wine! Get some snacks! Binge watch! Binge watch! Don't watch that one! No! No! It's playlist!
Hit the playlist. If you like this video, you're gonna love this one.
Hit the playlist.